I wonder what happens if I zoom in a wee bit. Oh, I was really liking this hair. It's like, oh, my hair's a mess. Let's try and style it. Styled it, and I'm like, oh, this is cute. And then I like go past the mirror and I'm like, who the fuck's that, Karen? Who the fuck's that? I see you eyeing me up, sir. Please don't. Thank you. OiOi, ladies and gentlethems, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you had a very lovely time of me taking a wee break. Yay! I took a wee break just because I needed to. I was away seeing family for 2 weeks, and then I came back here, went down to Newcastle, saw some friends, and then went back home for 3 weeks, and oh god, I needed that. I've also been off my social media, for my drag social media at least, because it's just what I needed. I mean, there's still, you can't get away from politics, but it's nice not having toxicity in your life, you know? And I hope you don't mind this zoom up look. I looked at some other YouTubers who do beauty stuff and that. My go-tos are obviously Glam and Gore, Mikey, M-I-K-I-E, and Robert Welsh, Nick Tutorials. And there are others, I just can't remember. My sakes. I used to watch a lot of YouTubers, but then they just decided to go to Twitch, the bastards. But I can understand them because you get money on Twitch that's better than the money you can get on YouTube, because YouTube is a fucking asshole. I need to like get into what the topic is today. The topic is today is brow coverage, because as you can see, my brows are back. I let them grow back ever since I went home, just so that we could have something to play with. So I'm going to YouTube, it's just like have something to do whilst I'm doing my face, and you can just watch. And to avoid copyright and YouTube striking me, I'd be like, you can listen to music, which will obviously be royalty free, and I have it linked down in the description so you can then go find it and obviously support the artists, because the artists are awesome. But yes, brow coverage is today's tutorial, and the reason for that is just because there are many ways to cover your brows. The way that I cover my brows is entirely different to, I think, the majority of the drag scenes do it. I think 90% of the drag scenes do it a completely different way to me, and that's fine, it works for them. But it doesn't work for me because I am special. So with all that being said, let's get fucking into it, cunts. There's obviously many different ways you can do brows. The most common is using a glue stick, very specifically Elmer's purple glue stick, because it goes from purple down to clear so that you know when to put the powder on. That's how you know it's dried. I did used to glue my brows on using a glue stick, however, it didn't work because I sweat a lot. And because of that, the water-soluble glue stick came undone, and then I was left with chunky brows. And this was even before I even put my makeup on, because I sweat that much just getting ready. You can get Elmer's glue sticks. They're a lot more available now than when I started doing drag 6 years ago. You just go into Amazon and you buy it that way. Another technique is using a combination of spirit gum and brow wax. Brow wax is an arsehole unless you know what you're doing with it, and it's taken me up to 2 days ago to learn how to deal with it. So Jiggly Caliente from season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race, I watched one of their makeup tutorials that they just did, I stumbled across on YouTube, and in it, they concealed the brows using Pros-Aide cream. And I was like, oh, this is new. I'll look into this, see what it's like. Well, this is the size that you can get that's really good, and it's a thick cream. It makes browification so fucking good, because it is water soluble, however it takes a lot of water to deteriorate the adhesiveness so that it can come off your skin. That's why you need to use a Bond Off. This is Ben Nye's Bond Off. It looks like vitamin C serum, however don't drink it because it is toxic. Also keep it away from your eyes, which I know says a lot considering my brows are right here, about less than 2 centimeters from my fucking eyeballs. So what's Pros-Aide? Pros-Aide is really good if you are very much a sweaty person, an oily person. It's also really good to use if you are very emotive in the eyebrows, like I am. My eyebrows fall very much in a very emotive zone on my face, which means I will definitely get wrinkles. 2 weeks ago, I turned 26 last month, and I got wrinkles. Happy birthday to me! Pros-Aide is a really good adhesive. It's designed for prosthetics because it's got such a long wearing and such a strong hold, and not many people are allergic to it, but it does also require the adhesive remover, and I use Ben Nye's because it's cheaper. I got that from Makeup Guru Emporium, which is a London-based makeup company, and they basically deliver to a lot of the TV sets, film sets, theatre companies in and around London. If you're in the UK and you purchase from them, you're going to get it within a couple of days. However, this was about £3 something, £4 something. The post and packaging was still more expensive than this. And you can get bigger tubs, but they get expensive quickly, and they also dry out if you do not use them at all. So that's why it's sometimes better to go for the smaller tubs, because you'll use it up quicker before it dries out. I clean my brows beforehand. Everyone should now have access to some sort of alcohol, so I use 70% alcohol in a hand sanitizer. Seriously, that's all you need. Aldi's doing it, Lidl's doing it, Sainsbury's doing it, Morrison's doing it, Tesco's are doing it, Asda's doing it, independent companies are doing it, Brewdog's fucking doing it. Don't use acetone. Please don't use acetone. It clears out the skin, but it's not good for the skin. I mean, this isn't also good for the skin, but at least the one that I'm going to use today has aloe vera in it, so it's a bit of a moisturizing aspect. The reason you want to use alcohol, 70% alcohol specifically, is because one, it's not too detrimental on the skin, and two, it cleans any oils, greases, off of the brows, which means that the glue is going to adhere a lot better and a lot stronger. Pros-Aide is especially good if you have thicker eyebrows, because it will hold those bad boys down in place for longer. Now mine aren't all that thick. My hairs are actually really tiny, really thin, but because I sweat so much, I need to have that extra hold. I think the best thing is for me to stop talking and to just show you what to fucking do. The first thing I want to do is take this is a reusable cotton pad. Basically, you throw it in the wash after you use it, it cleans it, and you can use it again. These have 1,000 washes before they start to lose their actual quality, which is not bad when you actually think about it, because most cotton pads are one use and you throw it in the bin. Taking my hand sanitizer, my 70% alcohol hand sanitizer, and the cotton around. Basically, you want to make it nice and soaky. And then I fold it in half just so that I have the majority of the product going onto my brows. You just want to rub it back and forth, ever so slightly, good 10 seconds or so on each brow, and that will help remove any oils, any shite that doesn't need to be there. I like to do it in the middle of my brows just because sometimes my brow coverage goes into like here. Today I'm going to do completely full length. Normally what would happen with my brows is that I would shave the ends here and shave in the middle, because it would make the brow coverage a lot easier, a lot quicker, and a lot more straightforward. Actually, I think I might do that. Nah, I can't be arsed. You should be arsed, so do that. Especially if you, before like you're going to do your brows, pluck them, shape them, do everything to get rid of any stray hairs so that the application goes down nice and flawlessly. I have not opened this in a while, so it sticks to itself and it's strong. And it's not great because I can't get into it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Fuck yes, I got into it. I actually had to use my makeup spatula. These things are not only just good for mixing makeup, they're great at opening Pros-Aide. No matter how clean you keep these, it adheres to its own container. So I have quite a lot left, you can see. And I'm surprised how much there is left. I've not used it as a fucking age. After like the first time I use it, I don't screw it shut anymore. What I do is I just place it back on top and it glues itself in place. What I'm going to do is clean my ring finger, and my ring finger is what I use to apply it with. Take a good amount of so, and just want to start at the rear end of the brows and basically coat them and bring them forward. And then what you're going to do is that you're going to go backwards with another chunkity chunk. I push the hairs upwards here, but then I go outwards towards the end. Holy shit, I have big brows. Just basically let that set in place, and what will happen is the Pros-Aide will turn clear, and that's when you know it's dry, and you just press on it. And if you see any holes at all, you take a little bit more, you put the Pros-Aide cream into the little dents that you see, you rub it over top, and all that does is basically fill in the gaps. So then you've got this nice smooth coverage. I wouldn't say it was like smooth like plastic, but it's smooth for the skin. The reason that you want to coat the entirety of the brow hairs is just because if you coat them all, then even when you coat the roots and they're pressed in place, they shouldn't pop up like they do with glue. It should keep it in place until you remove the Pros-Aide. Now, I'm going to wait for about 5 minutes or so until these glue down, or until they dry down. Press them in place, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, hello there. As you can see, they have glued down. There's like a nice sheen to them. This one's still got a bit of white patches. If they've still got like white patches around the hair, but when you touch it, it feels dry. That means you can start putting down pressed powder. The best powder to use is something that has a orange color. Depending on the color of your hair, mine is like a brownish ginger. So if you're blonde, ginger, light brown, go for peach tone, medium tone brown, dark brown, and black. You want to go with a red or an orange. Probably red if you've got black hair and you are got a more deeper skin tone. So mine's is a light peach, I would say. It's got a peachy undertone. I just basically take a very simple powder puff and I just coat it, and I press the powder onto the brows until I don't feel any tackiness. There's no stickiness anymore. Just wipe off any excess. Now you're basically good to put on any type of foundation color. Your brows are ready to go. They're covered, they're concealed. I'm going to do a quick eye, but I'm only going to do one side. I'll do my right eye, come back, show you. You can then see the difference of it. And then what I'll do is that I will then do a brow removal, so a brow coverage removal of this side. So, see you in a bit. I don't know where I went with this. Then again, makeup is very experimental and you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. My eye looks like an octopus's mouth. My eye looks like a black hole. My eye looks like the center of the universe. My eye is the center of the universe. My eye looks like an Uber that's just about to crash into a pink lady. My eye is definitely something that should be admired. I also used like one of these things for the first time ever. It's like did the foundation and it kind of worked. I know these were like a fad like 5 or 6 years ago, but honestly, not bad. I just think they're probably better off like body painting them more than anything else, and that's what I got it for. Plus, it was £6, down from 20, but I still got my £20 worth of points from Revolution. You can see that my brow is still here on this side, but on this side, you can see that it's completely covered. You can kind of see the brow was here, and you can kind of just about see it if you get close enough. But from a distance, not really. You might be able to see a bit of texture, but that's okay. That's totally fine. You're allowed to get away with texture in your face. It's your face, it's skin. It's gonna be textured. If your skin's not got texture, there's an issue there. The last part I'm gonna show you is how to remove the brow coverage. What I'm gonna do is just basically remove this brow, not bother with this one, because this one I'm gonna actually have to go in and do like a complete makeup removal technique, including doing my foundation and my skincare right afterwards. What this eye will require is an oil. Always want to use an oil when you're removing your makeup. Always. Don't use a makeup wipe, because makeup wipes increases your chances of getting wrinkles at a younger age. Also really damaging to the skin because it causes the skin to be stripped away when it shouldn't need to be. Don't use face wipes. Even the ones that say they're biodegradable, everything is technically biodegradable. Even a plastic bag is biodegradable because after 1,000 years, it biodegrades into the ground. Yeah, there's no legal definition behind. Simple has ones, so does Urban Decay, Bare Minerals, Superdrug and Boots own brands. They all have oil makeup removers, and that's all you need. So for the eyebrow removal, I'm going to take a cotton pad. I use 1 cotton pad per eye. Take my cotton pad and take my Ben Eye Bond Off is what it's called. It's a total adhesive remover. And I just like to just basically sodden it, press it into the brow, because as soon as it's in the brow, it will start working. You just slightly move the brow back and forth, and then pick up motion once it starts to loosen. And as you can start seeing, that's it coming off. You can do little circle motions because that actually works a lot better, if I'm honest. The reason I use a cotton pad as well is because the excess often clings to it, like so. Oh, we've got the beginning bit here done. Just need to get the excess off here. And the bund off is really good to use because it doesn't pull on the hair. You won't lose any brow hairs if you use a bund off or an adhesive remover. And that's it. That is my brow completely back to normal. There is no brow adhesive on there at all. You're good to go. I'm gonna take this eye off when I'm finished filming because I can't be arsed going away to come back. I'd rather just get it done just now. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new because that's what I want to do with these videos. I want to give a different perspective because there are hundreds of videos out there that tell you to do the same things. Right after this, I am shaving my brows off. Bye, because they've been getting in the way. Done some really awesome eye looks whilst I've been away, and the brows just get in the way. But one of those looks I will bring onto this channel. I want to do a couple of Halloween stuff. This eye is not going to be a part of it, don't you fucking worry. This was just a quick look to say that, you know, once the makeup is on, you can't see it. You can't see where the brows have gone. And that's what you want that illusion. Makeup and drag are all about experimenting and all about learning something new. There's no rules to drag or makeup, but there are theories, and theories are what matter the most if you want to portray an illusion that works effectively. There's no point doing something if you wanted to go down the route of making an illusion and not knowing the theory. That's why I want to put forward these videos, because one, I like doing it, and two, because I like being an educator. But I'm going to end this here, just because I am hungry, I want food, and I need to wash my eye off. If you enjoyed today, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're subscribing, please don't forget to ring that bell button, because then you get notified every time I upload. And if you really hate my guts, please follow me on all my social medias, because that's in a way you will be able to show me how much you hate me. With that all being said, I hope you enjoy yourself, I hope you have a wonderful day, and bitches, better fuck it up! I would bet my piercings.